What instantly killed the crush you had on someone? We were at this upscale Italian place called Marcello's for our third date. I'd been looking forward to it all week because things had been going really well between us. He was charming, funny, had this great job in finance, and my friends kept telling me how lucky I was to have found someone like him. The restaurant was beautiful. Dim lighting, candles on every table, white tablecloths, the kind of place where you feel like you need to whisper. The menu didn't even have prices on it. We just ordered our entrees and were sharing this amazing bruschetta appetizer when I noticed a little girl at the table next to us. She couldn't have been more than 5, wearing this cute pink dress with her hair in pigtails. Her parents had stepped away, probably to the bathroom, and you could see the exact moment she realized she was alone. Her little face crumpled and she started crying, not screaming or throwing a tantrum, just these heartbroken sobs that made my chest tight. She kept looking around for her parents, calling for her mama in this tiny scared voice. I was about to get up and help when my crush rolled his eyes so hard I thought they'd get stuck. Then he muttered, just loud enough for me to hear, Jesus Christ, someone needs to control their kid. I froze mid-bite. She's scared. Her parents will be back in a second. He leaned back in his chair, shaking his head like I'd said something stupid. No excuse. You bring a kid to a place like this. You keep them quiet or you leave. It's basic courtesy. The little girl was looking around desperately now, her cries getting louder. My heart was breaking for her, but he just kept staring with this disgusted expression on his face like she was personally ruining his expensive meal. He even made this show of covering his ear with his hand. She's 5 years old and terrified, I said quietly, trying to keep my voice steady. She's 5 years old and poorly raised, he shot back without hesitation. Parents these days have no standards. I watched him take a slow, deliberate sip of his wine, completely unbothered, while this child sobbed 3 feet away from us. That's when something clicked in my brain, like a switch flip. This wasn't the man I thought he was. The mom came rushing back maybe 2 minutes later, clearly panicked. Her mascara was smudged and you could tell she'd been crying herself. She was apologizing profusely to nearby tables, scooping up her daughter and rocking her, trying to calm her down. The little girl wrapped her arms around her mom's neck and buried her face in her shoulder. And that's when he did it. As she passed our table carrying her now hiccuping daughter, he made this exaggerated theatrical sigh and said loud enough for everyone around us to hear, finally, some people shouldn't be allowed in nice restaurants. The mom heard him. I watched her face crumble as she hugged her daughter tighter and hurried past us toward their table. I felt something snap inside me, just completely break. I stood up, grabbed my purse and said, I'm leaving. He actually looked confused, like genuinely baffled. He set down his fork slowly. What? Why? Because you just humiliated a struggling mother for no reason. He set down his wine glass and crossed his arms. She disrupted everyone's dinner. I paid $200 for these reservations. Her kid was scared for 2 minutes. And I'm supposed to just accept that? He was getting louder now, drawing more attention. I work 60 hours a week. When I go somewhere nice, I expect a nice experience. You know what I expected? A decent human being. People at nearby tables were starting to stare, but I didn't care anymore. He leaned forward, lowering his voice. Babe, you're being dramatic. Just sit down. Our food will be here any minute. I pulled out a $20 bill and dropped it on the tablecloth. That covers my appetizer and drink. His jaw tightened and his face flushed red. Are you seriously ending our date over a crying brat? I didn't answer him. Instead, I turned and walked over to where the mom was gathering her things. Her husband had returned too, and they both looked exhausted. Excuse me, I said softly. The mom looked up at me with these tired, worried eyes, probably expecting another complaint. I just wanted to say you're doing a great job. Your daughter is beautiful, and you handled that situation really well. Her eyes immediately filled with tears. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry if we ruined anyone's evening. You didn't ruin anything, I said firmly, glancing back at my date who was watching us with his arms crossed. Some people just don't understand what actually matters. She squeezed my hand, and I smiled at the little girl who had stopped crying and was peeking at me from her mom's shoulder. I walked out of that restaurant alone, and honestly, I felt lighter with every step. Got a text an hour later. Can't believe you embarrassed me like that over someone else's kid. You're insane. Blocked his number and ordered a large pizza with extra cheese.